Welcome back to another fun drop-in art session. I'm Janice Baylor. I would like to welcome you back into the studio today and thank very much PCCA and participating partners for continuing to sponsor our drop-in sessions virtually this year. In today's video project, we will be making this fun splatter watercolor polar bear painting that's inspired by the Aurora Borealis. So stay tuned to see how we're going to use this fun technique to create this great background. And the supplies for this project are coming right up. For today's project, you will need a piece of white cardstock or watercolor paper, the included polar bear template to print out on a piece of white copy paper, a pair of scissors, a pencil, a straw, and some watercolors. I will be using purple and blue because we are doing a little polar bear painting. To get started, you will need to cut out your polar bear template. Once you have your polar bear all cut out, you will want to put it on your white cardstock paper and kind of make a little, like lift it up around the edge and make a little bit of a light outline with your pencil of where the polar bear shape will sit. And you'll see why this is important in a minute, because we're going to create a background around our polar bear that kind of looks like it's floating on ice and in the Aurora Borealis. So once you kind of have your shape outlined, set your template aside because we're going to reuse that in a few minutes. And then you will want to take your watercolors. And if you don't have one of these watercolor brushes, I highly suggest it. It holds the water up here in the tube, and then you can really easily use it to paint. So get a nice juicy bit of watercolor, and we need our watercolor to be nice and wet, because to get that splattery look, we're going to use the straw and then blow into it, and then you see how it kind of fans it out in this natural ice kind of appearance. And you want to blow away from your traced template so it looks as if the ice or the Aurora Borealis is bursting out from around your polar bear. So just continue to fill in around that shape with whatever colors of watercolor you like. I'm just staying again in the blue and purple range. And they'll blow together, as you'll see, and make this really pretty bursting effect. I find it best if you work in small patches. That way it's a little bit easier to control the paint. And also rotate your project as you go so you can continue to blow out from our shape. I love how some of the watercolors just start to blend together, and then you can make some additional spots if you want to, kind of out here in the sky, and it will start to look like bursts in the sky, like the Aurora Borealis, or just a beautiful night sky. I even like to add a little bit of splatter, so you can do that by having a nice wet brush and then tapping it across your straw to add little splatters of paint, but make sure that you have paper down to catch the splatters that will come off of the edge. And there you go. You can just continue to fill up your paper as much as you want. And for the purpose of filming, I have one that I have already worked on that is dry. So once you get it filled up the way that you like with all your splatters and bursts, then we want to take our template and kind of to define our polar bear a little bit more, because you can see like the splatters kind of cover some of the shape that we traced. We can add it back in using a glue stick or a piece of tape, or you can color that area in with marker if you prefer, or you can paint it in. So whatever you would like to kind of define your shape. I'm just going to reapply the template so that you can see our polar bear out there in the Arctic. So thank you for joining me today, friends. Enjoy experimenting with the splatter paints. Bye-bye.